Good day, everyone, and welcome to our exclusive TradingPRO webinar, the 2026 Momentum High Impact Move. My name is Divani Michael Ngwenya, and I'm a Global Business Development Manager at TradingPRO and Trading Plus. Firstly, I'd like to thank you guys for joining today's session. In this session, we'll be discussing more about the market momentum, the major news event, and also trading opportunities that traders should look for in 2026. We are highly honored to have our Head of Global Sales, Mr. Shah Mohammad, and also the Country Director, Mr. Victor Andrews, on today's session to share their experience and the market insight and the valuable knowledge. We appreciate your time and participation and hope today's session will help you improve your trading journey. Before we begin, I would like to share the official disclosure and the waiver liability. No financial advice and education scope. This presentation is for education and information purposes only. TradingPRO does not provide any financial investment, tax, or legal advice. Please seek for a professional advice before making any trading or financial decision. Risk warning. Trading financial market and the prop firm account involves high risk and may not be suitable for anyone. You can lose money, so please make sure you trade with the fund that you can afford to lose. Past or simulated results do not guarantee the future performance. Due restriction and a restriction. This webinar is not intended for people in countries where such content may be restricted by the law. By joining, you confirm that you comply with the law and the regulations of your country, limitations and the liability. TradingPRO and Trading Plus and their representative and organizers are not responsible for any losses and damages resulting from the user information shared during this webinar. So Mr. Victor Andrew is an experienced business leader with over 20 years in the financial markets industry. As a chartered wealth manager, he is known as helping business growth, leading a strong team, and also creating client-focused solutions. His leadership combines the market knowledge and also the innovation and a strong focus and trust in the market. So without wasting much of your time, guys, I would like to welcome our first speaker, the Head of Global Sales, Mr. Shah Mohammad. The stage is yours, my brother.
Hi everyone, thank you so much, especially for everyone who joined the webinar. So basically, my name is Shah. I'm the head of global sales for TradingPRO. So yeah, for us, everyone here, for you guys to know that our webinars for TradingPRO, this is our first webinars, and we have our Trading Plus webinars last week. We have been going these webinars for our clients, all right, for the traders every week. So I hope you guys get the knowledge from us, from the experts here. So I hope we can help you to scale up on your trading journey. So basically, our key point, our discussion for this webinar is about the three setups, our live analysis. So I'm going to talk about the gold, crude oil, and the forex market. Of course, we have seen all over this market has been going very volatile, all right, especially on the Iran war, all right. So of course, I'll do the live analysis for the first topic, and the second one is we will look at the trend explosions and where should you look at the price to. Anybody? Is uptrend or downtrend? I just want to test your knowledge. Yeah, it's downtrend. All right. Only three of you, three of the participant is talking about downtrend. Any others? Is it uptrend or is sideways? You also can tell me it's sideways or it's uptrend. Yeah, don't worry. We are here to just share the knowledge. Yep. So basically, yes, it's downtrend. Okay, the trend line is looking at downtrend, but for the whole picture of the market is actually, I would say, it's ranging. Okay, actually it's ranging. Yeah, for the small time frame. Okay, this is how we look at the market. Let me just do some nice live analysis. Okay. That's the wrong. So of course, you need to know the market situations. Okay, what is happening in the US, especially. Okay, on the fundamentals. Anyone can tell me what's happening to Jerome Powell? Anybody knows about Jerome Powell? Anybody? All right. So based on the last FOMC, Jerome Powell has retired. Okay. So the US dollar is outperforming, okay, for especially for this week, okay, fueled by the higher US Treasury yields as a solid macroeconomic data and high inflationary pressures have boosted expectation of the Federal Reserve rate hikes later in the year. So the US dollar index is trading at 5-week high at 99.20 on track. It's for its best weekly performance 2 months after rally up to 1.3% in the last 5 days. So basically, okay, if you want to see what is happening, you can also go to the economic calendar. Okay, we have the economic calendars on our client portal. Okay, you can see what's the interest rate look like now. It's the interest rate. Anybody knows the interest rate, the current interest rate for US dollar? Anybody? What is the current interest rate now? So it's 3.75%. Okay, the interest rate is 7.35%. So how do you tell by the interest rate? So normally it's about the inflations. Okay, so when high interest rate, there will be incoming flow of investment. Okay, so the money flow will go to the US dollar. Okay, and what happened when high interest rate? The returns is higher. So investors tend to move to US market. Okay. So but if you look at what happened now is the interest rate has been going down from more than 5%, okay, to 3.75%. So in later this year, there will be also might be a high interest rate. So if you look at the chart, okay, how do you want to see the trend? So if based on the current trend is sideways, okay, because the interest rate has been stagnant, okay, for I think like since 2025 December, it has been 3.75%, okay, up to April 2026. Yeah. So you can see when the interest rate is at the same 3.75% stagnant of not moving, okay, and you look at the trend, it's sideways. Yeah. So how do you correlate this US dollar index with other currency? So you can correlate this with the euro US dollar. Okay. We also need to look at the euro interest rate. Okay. And of course, there are so much of instrument you can trade on the forex market. Yeah, you can trade on euro USD, GBP USD, USD, Japan, yen. So you need to look at the interest rate. Okay, but mainly I'm looking at the US dollar index to look and see what is the current trend? What is the moving? Let's say, like I open Euro US dollar. I think, yeah. Let me clear some of the chart. The trend line. Okay, so if you base on the Euro US dollar and the DXY, you can see that the trend of the market is likely the same as US dollar index. Okay, you can look at this area. Yeah. All right, it's sideways. If you go to DXY, it's also sideways. So here is how do you look at the trend. So of course, the momentum of the 2026 for the forex market, okay, is actually sideways. But for the gold market, you have to look at different angle. Okay, for the dollar and the gold and the oil is different story. Okay, just this is just for the forex market. So the key point here, I'm talking about the dollar index. Is where you can correlate with the currencies. How many who trade gold? Oh, there's Mr. Mark Anthony, only trade gold. What about any others? Prince. Yeah, nice. Yeah, why do you guys like to trade gold? Okay, can you tell me why you like to trade gold? Is it because of the volatility? Right. For me, gold is so much wow. Okay. Even my last speech on Finance Back Net last year, I was talking about gold is going to hit above, I think, yeah, above 3,005, 3,002. At that time, my speech was at this at 3,000, okay, 3,000 to 3,200, 3,500. So when I'm looking at gold, okay, it has been a while, okay, the market has been uptrend since December 2023, okay. So I think you can see the momentum of gold moving, okay, so fast. I think, yeah, I think it's crazy, yeah. Anybody catch the move on 2,000 or 3,000 price, the gold market? Anyone? Yeah. Let me. So anyone who trade gold, who able to hold the positions? So basically, what has happened on gold, okay, for 2026, okay, the price hitting high in May 2026 is driven by the intense investor demand for safe haven, as that amidst of high geopolitical instability and the persistent inflations, and also concern over US debt. Okay, so the central bank have done the purchasing, and particularly in the emerging markets, was heavily supported the price along the increase of the speculative investment through the ETF. So first, we know the geopolitical instability. Okay, is from the war itself. Okay, I think the war between the Israel, okay, and the Palestinians, and now it has mixed. It have went up to the war in the Iran. Okay, so that's why the momentum, okay, of the price of the gold is keep pushing up. So we call it the Strait of Hormuz. Okay, so there are millions of barrels of crude oil is offline. I mean they can't transfer the oil, okay, to the country, even to certain country, okay, especially in the Asians, okay. So that's why one of the part of the oil has been increased. You can see the price surge for, I think, from 50 for 50 54 $55 up to $100 per barrel. Okay, this is insane. So that's why the petrol price is so expensive now. Okay, I went to Philippines last week. Okay, yeah, the petrol, I think it's about 120 peso. Okay, in certain country also is very high, and I think you guys know that um, in your country the price, I think in South Africa also very very expensive, and even when the war struck, um, there also has been disruption of the oil supply. So how do you want to basically to analyze the market? Okay, it's based on the news, okay, on the fundamental. Okay, of course you need to have your technical analysis to just know where the market is heading, okay, where you should put your entry and your positions. So you must also know what tools you are using. So basically, I just look at the trend, okay, if you can see the trend line here. Okay, the trend line is based on the Andrew pitchfork. So yeah, so this is the resistance. So this is the resistance I'm looking at. Okay, so where you should put your position. Okay, for resistance, what should you do? If the price at resistance, what do you as a trader you need to do? Can you tell me on the chat? Yeah. All right. Yeah. If you know the price is at the resistance. Yeah. Anyone? Anyone else? Yeah. So assume the price. So okay. Yep. So you know you sell or buy lah. Yeah. Okay. Of course, in resistance we sell, in support we buy. Okay. We put on the long. Okay. So you should know where to buy and where to sell. Okay. And where to hold the position. So basically, everybody must know the fundamental. Okay, so the price of the gold I told you just now, okay, is because of the geopolitical, okay, of course the situation in the US and the situation of the war, okay, is correlated because gold and gold is gold lah. If oil is actually they call it as black gold, okay. So oil is gold, sorry, oil is black gold, so oil is gold. So these two instruments, the safe haven, you must know, okay. So so for the questions, if you guys are sending to the chat box, okay, maybe we will answer you in the next slides. Sorry, the next sessions. Okay, after Mr. Victor. So we will have an open Q&A for you guys. All right. So yeah. So I just want to share with you. Okay, this is my last advice. Okay, you should know your tools. Okay, you should know the support and resistance. Okay, so you should know as a trader, you should know the basic. Yeah. So I'm right. I'm circling here. Okay, this is purely a support. Okay, here is purely a resistance. Okay, it's very simple. Yeah. So of course the tools, many tools you can use. You need to just understand. Okay. So if you have any other questions, okay, after this, maybe you can ask us. Okay. So okay, how am I looking at the market throughout the end of the year? Okay. So throughout the end of the year, I might possibly look at the support and resistance based on the current resistance, okay, the previous resistance, okay, high probability that if the price increase, it will break the resistance, and high probability it will go up. Okay. Yeah, the price of the crude oil will of course rising, and the gold high probability also will be rising. Okay. If I'm looking at gold, this, yeah. All right. So okay, but gold is a bit interesting that we might see a fall. Okay.
The other scenario is if peace deal is confirmed and you expect that price should come down. Goldman Sachs actually confirmed that if there is peace, if peace is restored, they expect that gold will come down to about $80 by Q4. All right, so you keep that at the back of your mind. So what are your daily watch? You always check Iran-US ceasefire news. Please check it out on everyday basis. Okay, let it be your main trading signal for now. All right, if there is increase in ships that are passing through Strait of Hormuz, all right, then it's a positive news. But where there is no increase or it remains short that way, it means that there is still crisis. Okay, so it means that price most likely will continue to go up. So you seek out opportunity to go long. Okay, so on Thursday, there is what we call EIA weekly inventory report. Market also move on this. EIA report is referring to environmental inspection, something like that, analysis, to actually be able to bring people to knowledge about the things that are happening, all right, within the network. So you can actually be able to get some signals from there. So Nigerian angle, Dangote supply chain companies. Now, one of the things that is happening now, because of the export that is happening, there is key increase in logistics, energy storage, okay, maritime services. There are heavy opportunities in this area. All right, logistics services is gaining traction. Energy storage is gaining traction. You have investors going in this area, maritime services generally. All right, so it's very, very key that as those of us that are in the region, you take advantage of this. All right, so I think without much ado, there is so much to be shared. Okay, this for gold. Of course, we can share this slide with us if I'm permitted. Okay, so but it's because of our time. We don't want to stretch it more than an hour, and we are already more than an hour. All right, so that we can have enough time for Q&A, which is very important. All right, so please, you can take it over from here, Mike. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Shah, for the useful insights. So this was a beautiful presentation. If there's anyone maybe with any question, you can ask on the chat pod, guys.
It's a wonderful, Mr. Victor. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Shah.
That is a good presentation, Sir Victor. Congratulations, by the way. I love it.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Mark.
I didn't know that Nigeria have oil. Yeah.
Yeah, we do have oil, massive, and then we've never been able to produce for our own use.
It's been 40 years, is it?
In 40 years, yes.
Oh. So do Nigeria export any oil previously, or do you just rely on the Nigerian oil?
Oh yeah, we've been selling our crude. In fact, ahead for another 10 years, every crude that we've been producing has already been used to borrow money.
Okay.
So we can't take advantage of the current price increase in oil, because when they sold, it was around 58 to $62 per barrel. So until they meet the obligation, we can't have oil for ourselves to sell to foreign buyers.
Okay.
Yeah, but currently our refinery is working. We have Dangote refinery that is working almost in full capacity. For the very first time, we are now exporting petroleum products.
So, is there anyone? There's questions that how often do you organize training and analysis of the market like this? So, for all of you in this webinars, actually we have our weekly webinars. So, every week there will be Trading Plus, okay, and then the next week we will Trading Pro. So Trading Plus, Trading Pro. So we have weekly webinars. Okay, it's based on the Trading Plus is our platform. So Trading Pro is more like the more into the like the technical parts, the fundamental parts. For platforms, we are mainly on the psychology part. Yeah, on our for the topics. Yep. So we will do this weekly. So maybe the next Trading Plus, we will also feature Mr. Victor. Yeah, right from the Nigeria.
I'll be available.
All right.
Thank you.
So, yeah. Any questions before we end our webinar for tonight? Night in my time, day in Nigeria time. Yep. So the second question is, where do you access the US dollar index analysis? So basically, the chart that I presented previously was from TradingView, okay, and also we also have the instruments in TradingPRO, yeah, for the US dollar index. All right. So for you to do the analysis, because I use TradingView, is because of the functionality. Okay, that there's a lot of features in TradingView. Of course, you need to pay or free versions. It's up to you, but you can do the analysis anywhere as long as you see the candles. Yeah. So is there any other questions? Maybe last question for Mr. Victor.
There's somebody raising up his hand.
John, you have any questions you want to ask? Maybe it seems like you are ready to ask something.
Well, I don't have any questions. Actually, I'm very grateful to be part of this kind of webinar. I've learned a lot, especially in terms of the high impact moves. Yeah, it's a kind of refresher to me for this one, but for me, I don't have any questions. Thank you so much, sir.
All right, Michael, maybe you can do the closing.
All right. Thank you so much for joining the session, guys. We hope today's session gave you a useful insight and a better understanding of what's happening in the market. So a special thank you to Mr. Victor and Mr. Shah Mohammad for sharing their knowledge and their experience with us today. So stay connected with TradingPRO for more webinars, market updates, and also trading opportunities. Thank you once again. We wish you all the best in your trading journey.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys. Stay safe. Have a great day,
Bye.
everyone. Goodbye.
Thank you, everyone. Goodbye.